Imagine signing a document today, believing it's your ticket to a new, free life, only to discover years down the line that you've unwittingly locked yourself into a financial prison. For millions, that document is their divorce settlement agreement. You think it's just about dividing assets and deciding custody, right? Think again. Today, we're exposing the forever clauses, the hidden traps buried deep within these agreements that can haunt your finances, your freedom, and your future long after the ink is dry. If you or someone you know is navigating a divorce, this isn't just a video you should watch. It's a video you must watch, because ignorance in this arena isn't bliss. It's endless litigation and regret. Welcome back to the Intax, where we decode the financial mysteries that impact your life. I'm your guide through the labyrinth of legalese, and today we're diving into a topic that affects nearly half of all marriages: divorce. But we're not talking about the emotional toll. We're talking about the financial quicksand. A divorce settlement isn't a final goodbye. It's a complex roadmap for your financial future, and some of those roads lead straight to dead ends or permanent financial cul-de-sacs. We're going to reveal the top 7 insidious clauses that often go unnoticed, the ones that lawyers might gloss over, and the ones that can cost you everything. Stay with us, because by the end of this video, you'll be armed with the knowledge to protect yourself from these financial booby traps. Let's jump straight into trap number 1. The indefinite spousal support or alimony clause. This is often the most financially crippling. Many people understand that alimony exists, but they don't grasp the long-term implications of an indefinite order. You might think it'll stop when they remarry, right? Not always, and that's the danger. Some agreements can be structured where support continues until the death of either party, or even if the receiving spouse simply cohabits with a new partner without formally remarrying. This clause can turn what you thought was a temporary support system into a permanent financial drain, severely impacting your ability to save, invest, or even retire. We've seen cases where individuals are still paying support into their 70s and 80s. Always push for a clearly defined end date or specific conditions that trigger termination beyond just remarriage. Negotiate for terms linked to the length of the marriage or the earning potential of the receiving spouse. Moving on to trap number 2. The post-divorce debt assumption clause. This is where you think you've settled all the debts, but a hidden landmine awaits. You agree, I'll take the credit card debt, you take the car loan. Sounds simple, but what if your ex continues to accrue debt on a joint account after the divorce is finalized and before the account is formally closed? Or what if a joint loan you thought was transferred solely to your ex goes into default, and because your name is still on it, the creditors come after you? A divorce decree doesn't always supersede the original loan agreement. You might be legally off the hook with your ex, but still legally obligated to the bank. Ensure all joint accounts, credit cards, lines of credit, even utility bills are paid off or formally transferred before or immediately upon finalization. Don't let your ex's future financial missteps become your problem. Trap number 3. The ambiguous future income or bonus sharing clause. This often sneaks into agreements for high-income earners. The agreement might state something vague like bonuses will be shared or future income increases will be considered. But without precise language, this clause can lead to endless arguments and relitigation. Imagine having to share a significant portion of your annual bonus for years because the original clause was poorly defined, or having your ex-spouse demand a share of your new company's equity that you founded years after the divorce, all because of an ill-worded future earnings clause. Insist on explicit, clearly defined terms for any future income sharing, including specific percentages, durations, and exactly what income streams are included or excluded. Ambiguity here is a ticking time bomb. Next up, trap number 4. The unspecified college expense contribution. An agreement might simply state parents will share college expenses equally. Sounds fair, right? But what about which college? Is it Harvard prices or community college prices? Does it include living expenses, textbooks, or just tuition? Without clear parameters, a cap on expenses, a specific type of institution, or an agreement on loans versus cash payments, this agreement can become a legal battleground. And these battles almost always cost you more in legal fees than the potential savings. Define these terms precisely or agree to mediate it closer to the time. Don't leave your child's education up to a poorly written clause. Now, for trap number 5, the hidden tax bomb clauses. Many people forget about the long-term tax implications. For example, transferring a highly appreciated asset like a house or a stock portfolio might seem equitable on paper, but if one spouse receives an asset with a low-cost basis and high capital gains tax liability, they're getting significantly less value. Similarly, older alimony agreements may still be tax-deductible for the payer, and for retirement accounts, if not handled correctly with a qualified domestic relations order or QDR, you could face massive penalties and taxes. Always have a tax professional review your settlement before you sign, explicitly looking for these hidden tax liabilities. A seemingly fair division can become wildly unfair after the IRS takes its cut. Trap number 6, the restrictive relocation clauses. This clause dictates not just custody schedules, but also geographic limitations. You might agree to stay within a certain school district, but what if your job requires you to move across the state or even out of state? Many agreements contain clauses that prevent a parent from moving a child beyond a specific radius, sometimes as little as 50 miles, without the express consent of the other parent or a court order. Getting that consent can be a nightmare, often leading to expensive legal battles. While some structure is good, avoid clauses that tie your hands so tightly that any significant life change becomes an impossibility without legal intervention. Balance structure with flexibility and ensure any relocation clauses are reasonable and consider future life events. And finally, trap number 7, the hold harmless and indemnification clauses for unknown liabilities. These are the sleeper agents of divorce agreements. They sound reasonable. Each party agrees to hold the other harmless from any debts assigned to them. Fair enough. But what about liabilities that were unknown at the time of divorce? What if, years later, the IRS audits a joint tax return from before the divorce and finds a significant liability? What if a joint business venture from years ago suddenly faces a lawsuit? If the hold harmless clause is broadly written, you could find yourself footing the bill for a liability that was your ex-spouse's responsibility. Your only recourse is to sue your ex-spouse, which is often a costly and fruitless endeavor. Always try to limit the scope of these clauses to known debts, and consider adding a clause for mutual cooperation in case of future unknown liabilities. Never agree to indemnify your ex for anything that might emerge from the past. So, you've seen the traps. Now, how do you avoid them? Here are your critical takeaways. First, read everything slowly, twice. Do not skim. Every single word matters. Second, ask questions. If you don't understand a single sentence, make your lawyer explain it until you do. A good lawyer will welcome your questions. Third, seek second opinions, seriously, especially for complex financial arrangements. A fresh pair of eyes from another attorney or a forensic accountant can spot what was missed. Fourth, be future-oriented. Don't just think about today. Project your life 5, 10, 20 years down the line. How will this agreement impact your career changes, your retirement, and your children's future? And finally, do not sign under pressure. This is a business transaction with lifelong consequences. Take your time. Your future self will thank you. Navigating a divorce is one of the most challenging experiences in life, but you don't have to be a victim of your own settlement agreement. Empower yourself with knowledge. This isn't just about avoiding traps. It's about building a solid foundation for your new financial future. Understanding these clauses can save you hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, and countless hours of stress down the line. If you found this information valuable, please hit that like button. It helps us know we're providing content that truly helps you. Subscribe to the Intax for more deep dives into financial truths and secrets. And most importantly, share this video with anyone you know who might be considering a divorce. This information could change their life. We want to hear from you. Have you encountered any unexpected clauses in a divorce agreement? What advice would you give to others? Drop your comments below, and let's build a community of financially empowered individuals. Thank you for watching. Remember, when it comes to your financial future, the best defense is a good offense. And that starts with being informed. Until next time, stay financially vigilant.